Hi there, my name's Roman Osadca, and everybody in New Jersey knows me as the garlic guy. I'm pretty famous for it from being grand champion at the state fair for about the last 7 years in a row. I got into growing garlic here in New Jersey because it's basically in the roots of all my ancestors that are from the Ukraine, go back to the 1600s, and all of them were farmers, and one of the things that they did was either grow garlic or other crops, and some of them were also full-time beekeepers, which I'm also. I got into growing garlic about 25 years ago just for home use. And then maybe about 15 years ago I met this guy who's like the Dalai Lama of garlic for the United States, and he blew my mind when he told me there's about 500 varieties of garlic out there. And at that point, the bug, bit me, and since then I've been trying to get as many of them as I can. At one time I had about 160 varieties of different garlics from all over the world. I still have about 140 of them that I grow. I keep them all separate. A lot of them I grow like on small scale, but other ones I grow thousands of pounds of them. Like real popular varieties like German White, Musik, German Extra Hardy, Ukrainian Red, Spanish Roja. They're a real hit. A lot of people, when we have a garlic tasting, educational festival or so, and we have garlic there on display for tasting, just like you would wine, a lot of people come up and go, "What's the big deal with garlic? All garlic is garlic." Well, that's like saying all 189 varieties of apples all taste the same. They don't. And when the people then taste the different garlics, they taste the very first one and they go, "Boy, this is so much better than what I buy in the ShopRite or the A&P or wherever." And the thing is, since about 5 years ago, almost 99% of the garlic that's sold in any kind of store, big to small, is from China. And it's not a very good tasting garlic. Plus it's loaded with all kind of chemicals that they use when they're growing the garlic, plus what comes in from all the water for irrigation. So although that garlic, has a garlic flavor to it, it has all this other stuff in there that's pretty raunchy. So, and then when you get to eat, and taste garlic like this, which is all heirloom varieties, all great tasting, loaded with medicines, they taste incredible, and you never go back to the stuff, that you get in the stores or so. The kind of garlics that are the best to eat are garlics that are known as hardneck garlics, and they have this stick that comes out the top. You can't miss it, or mistake it for anything else. And around that stick you have a single layer of huge monster cloves that have a whole bunch of medicine in there, which is mainly an antibiotic. And that antibiotic is created at the point of use. When you go and peel a garlic, you cut it or crush it, there's these two natural chemicals in there, an enzyme and a diallysulfur compound, that when you work the garlic, when you cut it or smash it or run it through a press, that instantly creates something called allicin, which is a natural antibiotic. And hardneck garlics like this contain between 3 and 3.5% of that allicin, which is a great antibiotic. This is the antibiotic that has been used, throughout all civilizations, going back to cavemen. It's also was called poor man's penicillin during World War II. And it's an incredible, great thing that you don't have to get a prescription for, go to the doctor, then go to the pharmacy to get a pill that costs anywhere from $2 to $10 a piece. This thing will almost do the trick. In addition, garlic is also a great antiviral. It also is good for lowering your cholesterol. It washes out the atherosclerosis plaque in your veins, which later on causes high blood pressure, heart disease. It's a great antifungal. It also neutralizes all these free radicals that you get from eating different kinds of foods. It also absorbs and neutralizes heavy metals, which is like lead and mercury that you pick up from the air and from the water that you drink. And then on top of it, the greatest thing is it's super delicious, and it makes all your food taste great.